Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. So today I want to talk about Marques Houston and him dating a 19-year-old, but allegedly, and I have to put it out there like that because I was not able to find any solid concrete information. And when I say solid concrete information, I'm looking for birthdays, I'm looking for family members, I'm looking for the last time she celebrated a birthday, and I was just not able to gather any information. The only thing that I was really able to rely on is different articles on the website, and I mean these came from credible sources like People Magazine, Sister, Essence. I even found where Keith Sweat posted on his Facebook page saying that this was crazy that Marques Houston was dating a 19-year-old, but still there is nothing within those articles that is solid concrete information that she's 19. However, I do want to play with the fact that if this girl is really 19 years old, how this is playing a factor in Marques Houston's life. So today I want to talk about Marques Houston. Now he's engaged to a 19-year-old, and him being a Jehovah's Witness is of course old news, but it does tie into how he met this 19-year-old. First, I want to say congrats are in order to Marques Houston and girlfriend Miya on their engagement on March 5th of 2019, where he proposed and gave her a 2-carat princess cut diamond ring. Okay, so skipping right on over all this marital bliss and jumping right into the facts, a lot of us in these streets have a problem with the age difference between Marques Houston and his girlfriend Miya. But in Marques and Miya's church community, because y'all know they are Jehovah's Witnesses, everyone is supportive, which typically in a religion-based church, people are just happy to see that you got it right, you trying to live your life right, and that you ain't shacking, laying up having babies, okay? Y'all know how people in the church can be sometimes. So here are the facts. Marques Houston is 37 and Miya is 19. Now, according to Miya's Instagram bio, she and Marques began dating in October 2018, which was only like 5 months ago. Now, I'm not going to stoop to the level of some of these comments that people are leaving on Marques' Instagram page. Like, I just can't. I cannot, okay? Because first, I want to be respectful to the religion, and I can only give details and assumptions based on the information that I find. Marques, however, seems unbothered by the comments, and Miya has turned her comments off altogether, which says a lot. I mean, people are really going in on them, but it's to be expected. However, I will say I believe people can change, and only time will tell if Marques Houston is a changed man. Now, I will say I actually agree with most of the comments people are writing. Like, he's too old for her, she's 19, and she hasn't really experienced life on her own. She hasn't had time to figure things out. She's a baby. He has had the opportunity to do his dirt or whatever in his life, and she is just starting out. But here's the thing. I want you guys to follow along with me to look at this whole situation from a different angle. Now, Vibe reports when Marques was 29, he revealed to us that without a solid relationship, the act of sex is meaningless, admitting he's never been a fan of casual sex and never had a one-night stand, even with the temptations of his career. Marques said he's a guy who believes those involved in amazing relationships will always have amazing sex if and when men take on the responsibility to listen to their women. Listening, especially in relationships, is an art. It's something that needs to be cultivated and maintained in order to keep your skills sharp. Houston admits that after years of dating, he's learned that listening is a must. Vibe asked him, what's the number one mistake men tend to make in interacting with a woman? And Marques Houston says, fellas don't listen enough. That's why men always end up losing their women. All you really have to do is ask questions and listen. Vibe also asks, would you say you've mastered the art of listening? And Marques says, I've grown up with women my whole life. On the set of Sister and on Cuts, I was surrounded by women. I always like to sit and talk with a woman, hear their conversations with each other, making me really good with women. Women are easier than we think. Knowing how to react to them is easier than you think if you just listen. MTO News reports the 37-year-old R&B singer told his followers that earlier this year he prayed to God for a woman in his life. Back in October, they reported that the two were a couple. According to Marques, him and Miya are both practicing Jehovah's Witness. In fact, Marques told fans that his new teenage girlfriend is his forever, and he thanked God for bringing her into his life. And Marques claims that God answered his prayers by delivering him the 19-year-old beauty. Okay, so pretty much this is the foundation of my story. Marques has values. He knows what he wants in a woman. It doesn't sound like he has had many women, and it looks like he was always looking for the right one. Now, on other news outlets, they are reporting by saying Marques' new girlfriend, Miya, may be young, but she's legal. She's also a woman of God, something we're sure Marques is happy about. They also are saying what I said, and that is fans of Marques seem happy for the singer, but others question the age difference between the two, which leads to some disapproval of Marques' new relationship. One commentator wrote, "I hate when young women give up their freedom so early. She's a year into her adulthood. Meanwhile, he's lived almost 2 of her lives." Another commentator wrote, "Supposedly, they've only been dating for 5 months. I'm going to assume this is related to his Jehovah's Witness involvement. Is it the norm for young women to be married to much older men, or do they usually marry people closer in age? This was obviously an arranged courtship." And another commentator wrote, "This is crazy. He practically watched this girl grow up. Where are her parents? I would cuss that grown A man out if I was her mother." So y'all just heard all of those comments. Some of them were kind of rude, but the truth. And here's what I have to say about it. Now, my thoughts are, wow, she is young. She's just a baby. I admit that 19 is young for a 37-year-old man. But again, let's look at it from this angle, and these are my opinions, by the way. We already know that Marques Houston was in a boy band group, and he met Chris Stokes in the industry. Now, Chris Stokes ties into this because he is also a Jehovah's Witness. Chris Stokes is also a music producer, and Marques Houston and Chris Stokes have been knowing each other for a long time. Marques Houston also claims Chris Stokes as a mentor and maybe even a brother, because Marques calls Chris Stokes' daughter his niece. Okay, let me say that again. Chris Stokes has a daughter and Marques refers to her as his niece. That's how much of an age gap there is between the two of them. And Chris Stokes' daughter's name is Chrissy, and she is a Jehovah's Witness too. Now, Chrissy and Miya are best friends. Remember, Miya is now engaged to Marques, and Miya calls Chris Stokes her playdad. So when the commentator wrote, supposedly they've only been dating for 5 months, I'm going to assume this is related to his Jehovah's Witness involvement. Is it the norm for young women to be married to much older men, or do they usually marry people closer in age? This was obviously an arranged courtship. I can see where the commentator may have come up with that. Also keep in mind that Chris Stokes' daughter is young and married too, but I'm not too sure how old her husband is. But once again, I can see why that comment was made, and he is a Jehovah's Witness too. Her husband, he's a Jehovah's Witness too. So all of them are a Jehovah's Witness. Chris Stokes, Chrissy, which is his daughter, Chrissy's husband, Marques Houston, and Miya. All of them are Jehovah's Witness. And let me put my disclaimer out there that I don't have anything against Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm just stating the information I found and how Marques Houston ties into being a Jehovah's Witness. I believe Marques was looking for a change in his life. Maybe he confided in Chris, and Chris introduced Marques to his religion. From there, Marques's life changed. He had something that wasn't familiar but different. His community of believers showed him a different world outside of the world he grew up in, and that unfamiliar world made a difference in his life. Just judging from the Instagram post, he was surrounded by a lot of positive couples by being part of this new religion, who were mostly married or engaged. The people he surrounded himself with were also striving to live a life on the straight and narrow path. So this was different from Marques, considering the lifestyle he came from. This was different. Now I want you guys to check out some of these posts from his Instagram page from almost a year or more ago. I can only imagine what desires were bubbling up from within Marques. Of course, from his Instagram post, he had a desire to fall in love and be married. Miya is something he prayed for. Yes, she is young and we have our own opinions about it, but it sounds like she is an answered prayer. All right, guys, so let's get the conversation started in the comment section of this video. And my biggest question is, do you think Marques Houston is too old with him being 37 and Miya being 19? Do you think he's too old for her? All right, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.